Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of 10 Minutes with JPIDS. I'm your editor-in-chief, Ravi Jhaveri. I wanted to talk a little bit about one of our articles that we published a few months ago. This was published in the February issue of in 2025. The article title is Suggested Dosing of Select Beta-lactam Agents for the Treatment of Antimicrobial-Resistant Gram-Negative Infections in Children. The lead author is Christine Lockowitz. And I wanted to tell a little story. We were hoping to get the authors on an episode, but unfortunately, none of them were available to do this for quite some time. And so we wanted to make sure to highlight this content. And I'd like to start with an origin story for this particular article. The senior author is Pranita Tama, and Pranita, as many of you know, is a member of the IDSA antimicrobial resistance guidance panel. And so she is part of the team that has curated those really useful recommendations and website that all of us use for resistant gram-negative infections. And when I was on the guidance panel for IDSA, I was asked to review some of the content prior to one of the versions being published, and made the comment that it would be really helpful to have a dosing table, particularly for pediatrics. And at the time, there wasn't really enough data, and so it couldn't be included in that. And so several months later, uh, uh, Pranita and I both happened to be speaking at the European ECMID meeting. And so we were staying in the same hotel. We happened to have breakfast and we were just talking. And we started talking about this particular issue of the fact that there was really no pediatric guidance, but that many of us have to make dosing decisions based on the data that's out there, and that there would still be, it would be really valuable to have a pediatric reference. Even if it's not as highly evidence-based, there's still enough out there where you could make a very informed sort of expert recommendation. And I had just, at that point, I think, taken over as editor-in-chief of JPIDS maybe 4 or 5 months before. And so I said to Pranita, I'm like, this would really be valuable, and we at JPIDS would love to be able to publish sort of a guidance like document. And so she said, yeah, that's a good idea. Let me work on it. And so 2+ years later, she coordinated and assembled this team of physicians and pharmacists that put together this terrific resource. And so obviously it doesn't have the evidence base that the adult AMR guidance has, but I think it's really valuable. And so those of you that have looked at it, it's pretty comprehensive in terms of many of the antibiotics we use for more resistant organisms, including Amsulbactam, Cefiderocol, Ceftaz-Avi, Ceftaz-Avi combined with Aztreonam, Ceftolozane, Tazobactam, Imipenem, Cilastatin, and Relebactam, Meropenem, Vaborbactam, and Sulbactam, Durlobactam. And so I think it's really a go-to reference. It's been viewed just looking at the journal citation now. It's been cited twice, but it's been viewed almost 1,500 times. So clearly people are using it. Um, and it's got an altmetric score of 22, which means that there have been 22 different sort of sharing events. And the table one really is where the money is. The table one there has all of the dosing recommendations for different age groups and categories from neonates to older adolescents. And so, I'm really pleased with how this turns out. I really want to thank the authors for putting it together. This is sort of the kind of article that we feel like is perfect for JPIDS, and really we see as the core part of our mission as a journal for the society is to help publish content and in some cases curate this kind of content so that it's useful for our members and people who are practicing PEDS-ID all over the world. My hope is that we can continue to work with these authors and perhaps future authors to keep this updated every few years as the evidence base grows for these agents, as new agents come online. But if you have an idea for something similar, whether it's antibiotics, antifungals, antivirals, other agents, immunomodulatory agents where JPIDS would be a good place, I would encourage you to reach out to me, to Andy Shane, our deputy editor, to anyone, any of our associate editors on the team to discuss your ideas. We would love to host more papers like this. So again, I want to thank all the authors for this paper, and I hope all of you enjoy it and use it to take better care of your patients. And with that, I'll close. See you on a future edition of 10 Minutes with JPIDS. Thanks all.